coached. I think there'll be some Cowboy fans that might like this. I hate it in the year of our Lord 2025 in football. But I go back to his first extended stint as a QB coach was, shockingly, for his father. And that was with the Chargers. Drew Brees is a Pro Football Hall of Famer, one of the finest quarterbacks to ever play this game. With the Chargers, he was okay. But they didn't sling it around like he got to do when he was a member of the Saints. Now, in those days, they were just hammering the ball with LaDainian Tomlinson and playing defense. And if you follow his career path along to when he was with the Jets, it was Mark Sanchez handing the ball off over and over and playing defense. And if you go to when he was the offensive coordinator for Pete Carroll in Seattle, it was when the phrase "let Russ cook" was born.
Yep.
Because they just kept handing the ball off for 3 yards a carry. And Pete Carroll, I thought, was the worst head coach in football. I assumed it came from him, but who knows? And I don't know. I'm sure there are people that exist in the world of running game and defense wins things, and I want to be good at those things, but you're not going to find a team with a decent quarterback or without a freaking stacked roster that's going to be awesome at football. That's just like, yeah, we're going to run and play defense. And so I don't know, because as a coordinator, you are influenced by your head coach. I do believe Pete Carroll was a big fan of, look, we're going to run the ball over and over and over and over and over, even though we have a good quarterback. And maybe Dak's broken. Maybe this is what we need. Draft Ashton Genty at 12 overall, hand it to him 100 times, let Micah and them do the rest, tell Dak not to turn the ball over. Maybe it'll be incredible if Schotty's the coach. But that's kind of his history, is these teams, we will run the ball and we will play defense and we will try not to make mistakes.
If the Cowboys do hire Brian Schottenheimer, I think that Genty pick is in serious play because for the very reason you just said.
Yeah.
Well, and also – It now gives another storyline to reel people back in, because if you hire Schottenheimer, you have to sell this, and you have a fan base. I know I'll go off my timeline and the people that I've talked to and the people that I've interacted with. This is not a happy fan base right now.
No,
this hire will not give this fan base nothing about the thing you just named off of where he's been and what he's done has made this fan base exciting. They were already on the brink of jumping off the ledge last year, right? Then the season happened. Things didn't go so well. That pushed them more towards it. You fired the coach, and then there was a little bit of hope that came back because they thought maybe that, okay, he fired Mike McCarthy. Some wanted him, some didn't want him. Now he can go out and get a guy that will bring us all back the hope that we wanted. Maybe go get the Ben Johnson, or maybe go get the Bill Belichick or the Vrabel, or whoever it is that you would give you some excitement. And then you start hearing the names and you start hearing the interviews. And today, where Joe just broke to us that Schotty's going into his second interview. As this week has already progressed, you've heard over and over and over from the timelines. People are in our chat saying this all show long. I'm out. If this is going to be our head coach, I'm out. And now you already have a fan base that had apathy have set in. They were looking to fill out new applications for other teams. Where could I go? I had a dad on my timeline last night, and he's like, man, my dad handed down this team to me. He goes, but damn it, I'm not handing this thing to my kids. I'll let them choose on their own, but I'm not forcing the Cowboys on my kids.
Breaking the cycle.
I'm breaking generational curses by not giving the Cowboys to my children. It's going to be very difficult for the Cowboys to sell this season. But a pick like Ashton Genty gives you that story. Mm-hmm. It gives you that kind of that running line of maybe this could be the next
LT
or whatever it is.
Jerry will eat it up.
I don't know if the fans are buying any story that he will be trying to package and sell them this offseason.
Can I ask you about the apathy of fans right now? And I'm asking to set up the question. Kellen Moore, a lot of people kind of theorize like, well, okay, maybe they're putting Brian Schottenheimer into the ether to make Kellen Moore look better. My question, and just honestly, is how much better is Kellen Moore as a candidate than Brian Schottenheimer?
People want him to be their offensive coordinator. No one wants Brian Schottenheimer to call plays.
That at least helps his process. Like the fact that Kellen Moore is multi-year interviewed by teams as a head coach candidate lets you know that, oh, okay, other people agree.
Yeah.
And in the case of Schottenheimer, has he ever?
He has. He's had head
okay.
coaching interviews.
Okay,
It
so
was
he
back
has
when he
had-
was with the Jets, though, not since
Okay.
when he was with the Jets years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
It's been a minute.
I think Jerry would eat it up because not that Schottenheimer would get him excited. I think ultimately what would get the Cowboys excited. This would be a great rug pull if this was all a setup to bring your hopes down with both those candidates and then be like, ha ha, here's Dion. But
You holding on to that hope.
I am.
You holding
I am.
But
I
you
want,
hold on to hope of Mike McCarthy coming back.
I want the circus. Mike McCarthy's not dead yet.
Okay.
Okay. All Jerry wants is a desperate candidate. When Mike doesn't get a job, he becomes desperate. He can be back. He'll come back as the OC for Schottenheimer. I mean, I think what's ultimately going on is that the Jones family worships at the altar of Jason Witten. He is their picture of American man. Like, that is all that we love is Witten. And so we're just doing a long play for him to be the head coach. But I do think the Schottenheimer history sells well to Jerry because I believe behind the scenes, all Jerry wants is Zeke to always have the ball. Even today. Like, just give it to Zeke.
So you're bringing Zeke back?
Like, Emmett was the best. Like, Schottenheimer being a run-first guy and maybe using a first-round pick on a running back, I think that's an easy sell to Jerry. That's what he believes football is. I think that's an easy sell. And I think Steven is a big fan of Schottenheimer.
Yes.
And so I think it works for them. And this is not about you or us or wins or Super Bowls. This is about their comfort level while trying to be relevant and win. They're trying to win their way.
We all silly like the mayor.